NEC Section 406.14c exception addresses the use of dimmer switches to control receptacles. This exception permits the control of receptacles, excluding those used for lighting fixtures, by dimmer switches under specific conditions. These conditions are: firstly, the receptacle must be specifically designed and listed as special purpose for this application, and secondly, the receptacle cannot be used for cord and plug connected portable devices or appliances. Let's break down each of these requirements. The first requirement emphasizes the importance of using a receptacle that is specifically designed and listed for dimmer control. This means that the receptacle has been tested and certified by a recognized testing laboratory such as UL to ensure its compatibility and safe operation with dimmer switches. These special purpose receptacles often incorporate features like a rejector pin paired with the special plug with the receiver socket as mentioned, to prevent the use of standard plugs that might not be compatible with dimmer control. The listing as special purpose signifies that the receptacle meets the necessary safety standards and performance criteria for this application. The second requirement prohibits the use of these dimmer-controlled receptacles for cord and plug connected portable devices or appliances. This restriction is in place to prevent damage to sensitive electronic devices and appliances that may not be compatible with the fluctuating voltage outputs of a dimmer switch. Dimmer switches typically reduce the voltage to a lighting load, which can cause unpredictable and potentially damaging effects on electronic devices and appliances. Therefore, these receptacles are exclusively intended for use with permanently installed lighting fixtures or other compatible equipment. It is crucial to understand that NEC Section 404.14e generally restricts the use of dimmer switches to permanent luminaires or lighting fixtures. However, Section 406.14c exception provides a limited exception to this rule, allowing dimmer control of receptacles under the specific conditions previously mentioned. This exception recognizes the potential benefits of using dimmer switches to control lighting circuits through receptacles in certain applications. For example, in a home theater setup, a dimmer-controlled receptacle could be used to adjust the brightness of a wall-mounted lighting fixture, creating a more immersive viewing experience. However, it's important to note that this exception is not intended to allow the widespread use of dimmer-controlled receptacles for general-purpose applications. The restrictions on portable devices and appliances must be strictly adhered to in order to ensure the safety and proper functioning of the electrical system. When installing dimmer-controlled receptacles under Section 406.14c exception, it's essential to carefully follow the manufacturer's instructions and any applicable local codes. The receptacle must be properly installed and wired in accordance with all relevant electrical codes and standards. It's also important to clearly label the receptacle as dimmer-controlled to prevent accidental use with incompatible devices. Furthermore, consider the ampacity of the receptacle and the dimmer switch to ensure that they are appropriately sized for the connected load. Overloading the circuit can lead to overheating and potentially hazardous conditions. In summary, NEC Section 406.14c exception allows for the use of dimmer switches to control receptacles other than those used for lighting fixtures, provided that firstly, the receptacle is designed for this purpose and is listed as special purpose, and secondly, the receptacle is not used for cord and plug connected portable devices or appliances. This exception provides a limited allowance for dimmer-controlled receptacles in specific applications, while ensuring the safety and proper functioning of the electrical system. Always consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Understanding the NEC requirements for dimmer-controlled receptacles is crucial for electrical safety and code compliance. By adhering to the provisions of Section 406.14c exception and following best practices for electrical installation, you can ensure the safe and effective use of dimmer switches in your electrical system.